Hello, friends. So today we have coaching video from the last practice. This is a Lotto 6 engine, a Lotto 6 class bricks engine. We work with Lance on the track, and let's watch the video. And I will comment some moments, mistakes which I noticed. And it's good to watch this, and for beginners and for more experienced drivers to see what mistakes drivers do, uh, how much and what happens after this mistake. Yeah, because for example, you enter to the corner very narrow, and then on the exit you're struggling with oversteer or understeer or pushing your cart out and so on. So there are always the reason what's wrong and what makes us slow on track. And again, especially when you are not on track often and you make or you have big breaks between the practice days, you need to come back to videos which you have already tons from me and watch this video, watch lessons, replies, all information on our YouTube channel you can find for any class onboard videos with good racing clients and just 10-15 minutes every day watch this video and remember racing client, print track map, write notes on this track map. Here I need to be like this, here I need to be like this, here I need to be like this. Then open again my guide which I sent to each driver, how to drive at amp track, and learn this guide again and again and again until it will be automatically. Even without visiting the track, you can prepare yourself at home to know the track as your five fingers. You know. So sometimes I see the drivers come to track and they again make mistake again and again they do mistakes with racing clients. Uh, just because they didn't learn a lot. And if you have a lack of track time, you can learn this just at home and don't lose time on track. Don't spend a lot of time on track to learn racing line because racing line in our times we can learn at home again and again, even without simulator, just watching videos, using track map and using guide which you have from me. If we have simulator, for example, Kartcraft has AMP track. Uh, you can drive and learn the track, but again, you need to drive without mistakes, correct? So, but simulator by itself will not make you faster and will not help you to learn the line if nobody correct your line if you're beginner. Yeah. Okay. This is just 1000 hundred times I already repeated that your success depends from you and your learning is not only on the track but behind the track. There are even more work than on track if you want to be successful. Let's go. Let's don't think about this move and just start lap from beginning. Okay, so uh, last corner we go first. You see the small thing, distance between white line and wheels. We have distance. It means that we don't use all the track when we enter to the corner, and we have to use it. Yeah, we need to use all the track. So if we have more narrow enter, it means we already reduce our maximum possible speed in the corner. So as close as possible, but at the same time, be careful not to go so wide, not to touch even white line or especially grass, because if you touch the grass and at the same time you brake, you spin immediately and go to the wall. You see my line here. I'm from here. It looks like I'm almost on the grass, and you see how much more narrow Lance here. And only now, much later, I start entering to the corner, minimum steering, and we see that now card 7 rotates a lot and lose rear a little bit, and just because a lot of more narrow enter and then a lot of steering, and you will see sliding now. You see, boom, it slides. And then release card outside as wide as possible using all the track here. Maybe we still warm up the tires, okay? Okay, so exit from the first corner, you see, as wide as possible. We can be here even on the rumble, so in this white blue paint, and then we smoothly like diagonal line, yeah. We from here our focus already on the braking zone on the bottom of the hill. We just smoothly go back to the left part of the track, smoothly, not so fast. Yeah, and you see my cart has direction to the left part of the track, not straight like Lance cart. And I reach top of the hill, then we start go down, and cart still go back to the left with straight steering, which what is impossible. Not like you go straight and then in last moment you turn left and then you need to turn right. You see the difference? So we see here that from the top on the top of the hill launches in the middle of the track, then he goes down still in the middle of the track, and then in the last moment moves to the left. In this moment, your your cart is very loaded on your. If we go to the left, we load our right tires, correct? So it works like if you go to one direction, forces push you to the other direction. Yeah. If we go to the right, forces push us to the left. Like when we enter to this happen. So what happens that we in last moment we go to the left, cart lifted on the right tires, and then we need to enter to the corner to the right, but our cart is not straight. It's loaded on the right tires, and it's very hard to rotate the cart in this condition. You just lose the grip, so you shouldn't do this. It's very important that you have straight steering when you brake, and when you enter to the corner, you on the left with flat stable cart. No, and because of this, we see also that missing. It was very cold day, also very low grip. Here are good as close as possible. Yeah, but when the track is grippy and the level of grip is high, we can even use those rumbles. Yeah, it's very good. That's very close. And there is not bad also, but we see sliding on the exit. Why? Let's try to find the reason. Little bit early enter If we put on slow motion, let me show you. Yeah, so little bit early enter, and at the same time, very soft input on the steering. And because of this, we see now that card looks straight. It's not rotated. You see that my card's pretty much behind Lance card, but it's already rotated more to the exit from the corner. And Lance card is still in the middle now, and it still looks straight. So in this case, you need to add more steering to rotate the card. And but we know if we add more steering now, we will lose rear and start sliding. Uh, so Lance is waiting. Not enough front grip, card still goes straight, and then at the end it just with all this understeer it goes out. So it should be just more input at the beginning. At the beginning, a little bit later, and more input when you enter to the corner. But again, this is first tire laps when tires were very cold and still not enough grip to rotate the cart. But we need to understand what to do in any different conditions. Yes, not only when the track is perfect. Yeah, always repeat for when we go out with a lot of six and often with KA cards out from this corner, we should stay wide near this line and then move back to the middle of the track. And then from here, our goal is to have just straight line, not to make moves like this is corners. This chicane for us should be like straight line with minimum inputs on the steering. Otherwise, every small input slow down our cart. And also, as you see, we go down and then we go up. If we and if in the lowest point when we go down, you have small input on your steering, your front tires rotated, and you dive inside and you brake very hard and you lose speed and then all straight line. You can lose a lot, especially with Briggs engine because you don't have power. K also struggling a lot with this. Even if we watch the data on Rotax 630, it's the same. Just you lose less with those engines comparing less powerful engines. Yeah, and after we go out through the chicane, we don't need with a lot of six to go to the right part of the track here, because as you see, we have not just straight line, we have radius here, yes, and we understand that inside part is always shorter, more short than outside part. And if with slow cart you go to outside part of the track, you just increase the distance and you lose inches, fits on the straight line because of this. Okay, let's go to next lap. Okay, yeah. So if we go on the straight line, stay on the straight line, and then don't make to the left and then back to the right. You see, we need to use everything in the right part. This is very important. You see, not enough narrow enter, and as a result, missing apex, and then sliding on the exit. And on the exit from this corner, you need to be very patient with uh, your steering, and you need more more you go out from the corner, more straight steering, otherwise you lose your rear. Okay? So now we see hold position on the steering. Okay, you have so much plenty. Even if you have problem in this corner, like you enter in the middle from more narrow or you miss the apex, don't add steering. Don't lift the throttle. Just go wider. You have plenty of room to go wider, but not to kill your speed. See, we can go even here, but not to slow down our kart. So yeah, from exit, we should be here, then smoothly come back. Now we see fast move to the left, and it also just left and then right. No need. One smooth line, and you see our lines crossed. We need to use everything here and not to move there in last moment. That it's the same what we discussed in previous slide. Yeah. Then we go up on the hill, and no need to move even like this distance with the Lotto 6 card to the right. No, we just stay close to the line. It was better. Yeah. So no need to move. We don't need to move to the left like this so fast. No, more smooth and from the middle, and then we stay more on the left. When I follow someone, I try to repeat the same line to use draft. Okay, so here on the video, I can show some problems with racing clients. I'm not able to comment on breakings. Maybe next time I will do the same video where I will show this lap, and at the same time I'll open data and I'll show, you see, in this lap, it was just early braking, and I can show how much error it was. And because of this, then you need to coast to enter to the corner with not loaded front tires. Because of this, you have understeer and so on. It was the reason here, but we now see what happens just because enter is not correct. Then you have understeer and card goes wide. Again, so I'm entered to the corner and I can even use uh, my brakes more deep. Yeah, if I brake too late, you need to brake as late as possible. And it's okay if you use trail braking and you still hold like 20, 30% of brakes even till this apex, because your goal is still to slow down your kart here. But from this point, you need already to have stable speed and be on the throttle. If you dive to the corner faster, like we see now for Lance, and at the same time you let enter, then you'll have understeer. So our goal from this first apex to that second apex to rotate the cart, to have straight direction, to go through races with minimum steering. If we don't do this, first we start going wide here, and then after that, as you see, yes, and you see the difference in direction of the carts. So our goal is to be here near this left as close as possible, and cart already should go straight, not to the right a little bit. Yes, if it will be on the right, so next apex will be the problem for you. Why it happens? The reason is from the braking. If we brake early on the straight line, then we feel that our speed is already slow, but it's still early to enter to the corner. In this case, driver release brakes and just roll to the corner. Roll still on the straight line, and then in a moment only enter to the corner. But when you release brakes, your weight from your front tires go back and you're trying to enter to the corner, but you don't have grip in your front tires to rotate the cart, yeah? They don't have grip. All four tires on the ground, on the track, and you have crazy understeer and your car just want to go straight. That's why you go so wide. That's why you don't have enough uh, to from grip to jack your inside rear tire in the air to rotate the cart. And also because of this, you understeer, you don't want to add more steering because you understand that you'll slide. So you try to be smooth and you still brake, you still slow down and trying to make something. And then it happens. It can be like this: you go too wide, or you still add more steering, or lift, or brake more, and start just sliding. In both cases, you will lose a lot of speed, momentum, and then no exit from the corner. Okay, yeah, you see, as straight line as possible, straight, and then small move to the right, and that's it. You, you can see that now I'm behind and it looks like I have straight line and Lance card make like right, left, right. And my line is more straight. So your goal is to make minimum moves. To achieve this, yes, everything begins from this apex as close as possible and then small correction to the right, small to the left, and always your tire here on yeah, on this line. Okay, we go out from this corner. Remember that when you go out from the S's, from here, no need to move back to the left to enter to the next corner. No, minimum steering. Stay straight. Don't make moves. And then here, use everything to enter to the corner. Yep. So yeah, with the Auto 6 it's possible to enter from here because uh, speed is not so high, like for example for X30 Rotax and so on, and X30K still go to this corner full throttle. But it's better to go from outside part of the track to be more smooth in the middle of the corner and not to slide out to have more narrow uh, exit to have less distance on the exit because then we have long right corner. Okay, the same, not using all the track a little bit, early entering and early narrowing the line. You see, cart is already like one cart more narrow comparing with me, and now only I rotate my cart. And then because of this, you see these mistakes and slidings on the exit. Narrow enter, then understeer, add more steering, not go to the wall, and not stable exit. Yep, that's it. This is basically the most common things in each corner. And first, use all the track. Uh, Fast corners, slow corners, doesn't matter. You just need to use all the track. Second, work with brakes. Brake as late as possible, as hard as possible to have maximum grip on the front tires. And in the moment when you release brakes, it should be the moment when you enter to the corner. Put your cart in good position here always, yeah. When you go up on the hill with slow carts like bricks, we don't move to the right. With KA, we move a little bit maybe, like maximum one cart. Yeah, we use everything near clubhouse to go as wide as possible to keep as you see difference here in line. So clubhouse, enter, no coasting, nothing, just go flat with minimum steering and then stay wide, middle of the corner, straightening the line, stay more on the left part of the track to have less distance, and then you'll straightly go back to the right. And here, brake as hard as possible between first and second apex. Rotate the cart, you see. And it was good for once now. Just no need to move so much to the left after that. And we use everything at also the same braking. Yeah. Narrowing the line. I think in last my article I discuss like the most common three mistakes of the beginners, and we saw these mistakes here, but just for third time on track in life with the Lotto 6, this driving and what I see, this is very good result. Just fix the small things and speed will be there. See you on track, guys. Keep learning.